Hey everyone, this video will teach anyone how to deadlift in 5 simple steps. This 5-step deadlift setup was created by Starting Strength and it is gold. I like it so much that I've created my own video to share with my viewers who have not already seen it. As a lifter, I found my deadlift reps very inconsistent. I had a hard time finding a rhythm and my starting position would change from rep to rep. I was just doing what felt comfortable to me.
Do what feels good, man. Let the universe take control. Figure out what works for you.
Doing what feels comfortable is not always ideal. As a coach or a trainer, having a blueprint to teach anyone and everyone how to deadlift is crucial. Assessing each and every lifter individually is unnecessary and is time consuming. Nobody needs a custom-made, personalized deadlift setup. I don't care how you're built.
But I'm short.
I'm tall.
I'm thin. I'm not thin.
I'm aware of the fact that everyone is built differently, but I'm here to show you that everyone can take the same approach when setting up for the deadlift, especially if you're learning for the first time. The end result, or what the correct starting position looks like, namely the hip height and the back angle, is going to vary from person to person. But the setup procedure doesn't have to be any different. I know there are plenty of you out there who say, yeah, well, he pulls like this and she pulls like that. Oh, and I prefer to pull like this and it works for me, so. That's fine with me. If you think your deadlift setup is perfect, then you probably wouldn't be watching a deadlift setup instructional video anyways. Now, before I continue, I realize that my approach has changed over the last few years. Through trial and error with myself and with other people, I have learned a better way.
I failed you. You trusted me. And I failed you.
I have learned a lot from my coach Austin Baraki and from Starting Strength, and I just want to share it with you guys. If you learned something from this video, great. If you think my past approach and cues are better, then keep watching those videos. That's fine with me. I'm not cashing checks off of your deadlift setup. I'm just trying to help you out. The deadlift is the easiest movement to teach a new lifter. Contrary to popular belief, there is no prerequisite for learning how to deadlift. You don't need yoga-like mobility to bend over and grab a barbell. You don't need to work on your posture before learning the deadlift because the deadlift itself will fix your posture. You don't need to worry about activating your glutes and shoots before you deadlift because it is impossible to perform a deadlift without activating all the muscles involved, especially when it's a heavy deadlift. It makes no sense to waste your time or your client's time performing secondary movements that are more complicated than the primary movement you are trying to get better at. Without further ado, here is the 5-step deadlift setup. Step number 1. Approach the bar and place the middle of your foot directly under the barbell. The barbell should be over the middle of your entire foot, not just the part that you see. This is going to place the barbell about 1 inch away from your shins. Set up to the barbell. Do not set the barbell up to you. Listen up. From here on out, you cannot move the barbell. Doing so will make this entire step a waste of time. Step number 2. Bend over and place your hands on the barbell. Your hands should be right outside your legs. Leave your knees unlocked, but don't bend them when you reach down to grab the bar. Do not worry about keeping your back flat. We'll take care of that later. Do not move the barbell. Step number 3. Bring your shins to the barbell. Do not bring the barbell to your shins. Once you bring your shins to the barbell, your hips will now be set in the correct position. Do not move the barbell. Step number 4. Squeeze your chest out. This will flatten your back. It will also straighten your arms out, and it will pull the slack out of the barbell. The cue that Austin gives me is, make sure you feel heavy in your hands. While you're squeezing your chest out, this is a perfect time to drive your knees out against your elbows. It is important that while squeezing your chest out, you do not sit your hips down. Do not move the barbell. Step number 5. Drag the barbell up your body. Tighten your lats by pulling the barbell up your body. Do not let the barbell swing out in front of your body. There should be no daylight between your body and the barbell. Finish by standing tall with your chest out. Your knees and hips should be locked out. Do not finish with soft hips and/or soft knees. Do not excessively lean back. This hyperextension can lead to an injury. Now, let's go back to the start and talk a little bit about step 1, making sure the barbell is over the middle of your foot. Do I really have to pull the barbell over the middle of my foot? Yes, you do, if you want to remain balanced. Pulling the barbell over your toes or over your heels is a bad idea for obvious reasons. Let's take a look at where you lock out the deadlift. If you held 400 pounds in your hands while standing on both of your feet, you would want that weight directly over the middle of your foot because that's where you would be balanced. If you finish the deadlift over midfoot, you should start with the barbell over midfoot and keep it there throughout the entire movement. The most efficient way to get from point A to point B is in a straight line. Gravity acts down in a straight line, so we should apply force against it in a straight line. Let's talk for a second about stance width. Your stance should be narrow enough to allow your arms to hang vertically and parallel to each other. A wide stance demands a wide grip on the barbell. This compromises your grip and it creates a longer pull because the barbell has to finish higher on your body. Point your toes out slightly, and this will allow room for your belly. Knees forward can cause your thighs to press into your stomach. This extra rotation of the femur will also help your lockout. Let's take a look at two different body types and how they affect back angle and hip height. This is Zach and Carly. They are about the same height when they're standing on their feet. However, when they sit next to each other, you can see that Zach is a couple of inches taller. This is because Zach is all torso, and/or Carly might be all legs. Long torso, short legs usually results in lower hips and a more vertical back angle. Long-legged individuals will usually always start with higher hips and a more horizontal back angle. You cannot change this fact, so don't try. Those are the cards that you've been dealt. This photo was taken from Westminster Strength's Instagram. This guy is a head taller than this guy. When they sit down, they're the same height. The point I'm trying to make is that everyone is built differently. Each starting position will look slightly different, but everyone must pull the barbell up in a straight, vertical line over the middle of your foot. This 5-step deadlift setup will allow you to do this, and it will ensure you are in the correct starting position regardless of how you are built. So that's the 5-step deadlift setup. I hope you enjoyed it. This video is not done. There's going to be a part 2 where my coach, Austin Baraki, identifies some common mistakes that he sees in the deadlift. Be sure to subscribe and stay tuned for that video. Thank you very much for watching, and always remember, tread on time.